like the investigation has much integrity, or the feds in general have any integrity after you guys gaslit us about Jeffrey Epstein. Okay. So if you want us to, or if you want to restore credibility to the feds, I would allow the mommy sleuths to take over. That's my opinion. I'd get in touch and allow the internet to do what the internet does, because now you're answering everything that we brought up. Not me, we. Because it is because of the entire world paying attention, sending tips. I'm grateful to God that I have a platform to be able to share that information and to encourage it. But this.
Okay, I understand that people are trying. First of all, I thought the killer was already caught. You know, Tyler Robinson, you know, the 20-year-old young leftoid nut job. Now I'm not really sure what Candace is digging for at this point, but you know, a lot of people are still speculating that Israel has something to do with this, and I'm not gonna throw that out. You know, that still could be on the table, guys. But in my opinion, we just gotta let people do their job. You know, because we don't want to have people having too many conspiracies when it comes to this Charlie Kirk death. And I do understand that when it comes to the 2 assassinations on Donald Trump, I understand that he was also a 20-year-old kid, fairly young, white male. And that building that he was on top of was owned by BlackRock. So, I mean, a lot of people are going to try to make connections and things like that. But, I mean, look, a lot of people are saying that there was some footage that Candace saw and Charlie got shot from, and it was an angle from behind. No blood, I believe, came from the back end. So, I mean, they did say that the bullet went in and out, but I think they switched their story saying that, oh, I think it got like repelled off of the bone or something like that, guys. That's what I'm saying. I'm honestly not even sure what to believe anymore. This is just getting a little bit too wild. But I honestly just don't want to speculate everything too fast. But let's just continue to see what Candace got to say.
So this is just coming from regular people around the world. And now you guys are, it feels like playing defense because you have not been playing offense. So yeah, that would be my free advice. That's not going to be listened to. But while I have your attention, I do have a few more questions that could be answered, or maybe some leads that you guys could be exploring, if you will, because once.
But that's the thing see, man, I love Candace. I will never take anything away from her, especially when it comes to the greatest lie ever sold, the Black Lives Matter movement. I will never take that away from Candace Owens. But to me, it just sounds like speculation. It don't really sound like factually based information. You see what I'm saying? I saw the video of the guy taking down the camera after Charlie Kirk got shot for some odd reason. And I don't know if he removed the SD card or not. I'm not really sure. That was kind of interesting why he did that. I'm not really sure. And Candace, I believe, knew this guy and she gave him a call. And after they talked, I believe the man said that he wanted to save the footage. So he grabbed it as fast as he could or something like that. But my thing is this. You can't really move anything if it's a crime scene. You see what I'm saying, guys? So that's really suspicious to me, okay? So I'm not really trying to get nobody in trouble or anything like that. I'm honestly not even saying that Israel didn't do it, because you guys already know how I'm coming. But the thing is, they already caught the guy. You see what I'm saying? So I'm not really, I just don't see why we just can't have Charlie rest in peace, man. I didn't agree with everything the guy said. I agreed with, I would say 60% of what Charlie Kirk said, guys, I did agree with. But besides all of the, Israel stuff, I mean, it's like Charlie Kirk was a good man and he deserves rest. And I believe that we need to give the respect to his wife. But I just found out some new information about her too, guys. I don't really want to come out with that just yet, but there's a lot of questionable stuff about Erica Kirk. But I honestly just think that it's just more conspiracy. But let's just continue.
We began learning about that house next door that's been vacant and is owned by UVU. And once we began looking into the witnesses and finding a common last name and looking into Caldera Engineering, as we did last week, again, not implying that they did anything wrong, just telling you factually that that witness whose footage ended up in the hands of TMZ runs an engineering company that has a presence worldwide, and they specialize in making these valves. I started thinking, once people told me that valves historically have a connection to the government and the deep state, about how important those valves were to warfare, because if you just want to shut down someone's pipeline. But anyways, I started to ask myself, oh, well, did anybody look into whether or not there was anything under Charlie Kirk when he was shot? Right? Because if we aren't...
What? Under? Oh, man. I really hope Candace is not losing her mind. I'm not seeing how that is a thing. It's just... I don't know. Let's just continue. Honestly, I don't even know anymore, guys.
Accepting the narrative that that particular gun at that distance didn't pass through, and yet for whatever reason the feds scrambled to repave that area. Maybe, as some people have speculated, he was shot from a closer distance. I started wondering, was there an access point to any valves? Were there any pipelines that could have been under Charlie? And as it turned...
But that's the... See, man, but that's the thing, though, Candace. We have the footage of him being on the roof. We have the footage of him running across the roof. We have the footage of him having the rifle. It's like, first of all, there's a crowd of people out there. I believe there was like tens of thousands of people at this Turning Point USA event in Utah. So, I mean, are we talking like Mole Tunnel like under, or are we talking like, what are we talking, Candace? Because it's like, that honestly don't make any sense to me. Now, she brought up a pipeline, but I'm not really, I mean, through a college campus? I don't know, guys. I mean, if any of this could possibly be true, they have had to been planning this for years. But I don't know. I just think that's just speculating a little too much. That's speculating a little too much. Now I see why a couple of people that I know, like the J Whip podcast, he can't stand Candace Owens. Now, granted, I still like Candace. I just think she just be going off a little bit too much when it comes to the conspiracy, man. You got to come with like more facts. But let's just finish it out, guys.
Out, I looked at some old pictures of where he was sitting, and there was a massive pipeline that was almost exactly behind where Charlie was sitting. Here's that maybe it's a water pipeline. I don't know, but there it is under the flag. And to your...
Okay, now I see what she's talking about right here. There is but I'm not seeing how that. I'm not seeing. Let me go back.
A massive pipeline that was almost exactly behind where Charlie was sitting. Here's that maybe it's a water pipeline. I don't know, but there it is under the flag. And to your right, I went into my tips line and I saw that somebody had messaged me about this, more than one person.
But if she's referring to this white pipe right here, it's curving down. And I don't know.
Messaged me about this. They're like, hey, yeah, there's like a whole underground thing there. And to your right, you're observing those two little boxes. And they told me that was a trap door. And I remember when I looked at the footage, I felt like it was coming up. I don't know anything about ballistics. I'm not an expert. But if there was a hatch door nearby, then we can assume, as we should always assume with colleges, obviously stadiums, there's always...
Okay, now that is kind of weird. Was that open during that day? Or this had to have been after? But that's the thing, though. if this were to open, don't you think somebody would see that? I mean, somebody cannot miss someone opening that up and closing it. Unless you have two diversions, which would be the old pedophile and the 20-year-old, if there is a third person, guys. Okay, but that is very, very interesting. I'm not sure when that was, but I just feel like the FBI need to do their job, because I understand that Candace lost a friend, but we have to really, really just we caught the killer. He's about to stand trial. I think we just need, and unless any other information comes out, I think we just need to let these people do their job, guys. I honestly have a lot of respect for Candace Owens, but I honestly just wish that she just stopped making videos about Charlie Kirk right now, man. Like, even the Brigitte Macron stuff, like I honestly miss Candace old content. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm not really invested if Brigitte Macron has a cock. You see what I'm saying? And then news coming out with that, she might be like dropping a nude soon. So I don't know, man. I know France is weird, so it could be possible, guys. Okay, Emmanuel Macron, he's just like, look, at this point, you might as well do what you got to do. But I would prefer her just to do a blood sample. But with Candace, guys, I don't know. She gotta tone it down a little bit. And this is my honest opinion. Like, I really do like and respect Candace Owens as a content creator, as a speaker. Like, for black women, it's like, it doesn't really get better than Candace Owens. But my thing is, she's kind of going off the deep end a little bit when it comes to the Macrons and now Charlie. Like, I'm just really praying for him, man. And then the Jay Witt podcast says something that was I thought it was pretty funny, but he was dead serious when he said it. He was like, how do she have all of this time to do all of this when she has like 4 kids, which is a fair question, but I think she just do her show and then go back to her regular life, if that makes sense. But then there was something else that caught my attention, and this really made me raise eyebrows about Candace a little bit. I'm not going to lie. So she said that she wasn't invited to Charlie Kirk's funeral or memorial or whatever, and I believe she said that she's just going to listen to Power and go hang out with Kanye West. Now, don't get me wrong, guys. Y'all already know I'm a Ye fan. Okay? But for Candace to use this as first of all, Candace, I wouldn't use this as a flex right now. I think you would have sound better if you said you would spend more time with your family, or you're going to spend time with your kids and your husband. I don't know what and or how her husband feel about Candace's obsession with Kanye West, but it's like, I don't really think that was a good thing to say. Now, granted, she can do whatever she wants. I'm not like speculating anything, but it's like, if your friend just died, I mean, I would want to be with my family and grieve with my family, not listen to Power while Kanye West is just sitting there. I don't know. It just sounded, I don't know. It just sounded pretty stupid. I'm not going to lie, guys. But comment what you guys think about Candace Owens right now when it comes to Charlie Kirk's death. Is she taking it a little too hard, guys? I'm not sure, but please let me know in the comments what you guys think about this tunnel. This definitely could be something interesting. I'm not saying it's, anything credible, but that's what I said, guys. Let me know in the comment section. I'll see you guys next time, and I'm out of here, guys. Peace out.